Oh, yeah. I don't hear no sound effects, bro. There you go. There we go. What's up?
What's happening?
What's up?
What's happening?
What's good?
I'm good.
Welcome to another edition of No Negative Behavior. I'm your host, Dills. You know what I'm saying? I got my man, Thorin, Daye in the building.
How we doing, sir?
A lot of you might remember Thorin, Daye from one of my previous episodes. You know, he was, we get into all of that.
Let's get into it. We just jump right in. Don't hesitate.
All right.
Both
So
feet.
just tell them where you from, bro.
Absolutely, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mr. Thorin Daye, Executive Director for Network Support Services Incorporated.
Network, wet work. That's right.
Yes.
Okay. That's it? That's who you are?
That's who I am. You know, I mean, we can
I thought
go
you was
a
going to
little
say
deeper,
something
but
like, you know, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm a nephew,
all those things.
a
are
little
evident.
brother.
I mean, I'm a king. I'm a god. I'm whatever I say I am.
For sure.
That's what you're supposed to do.
For sure. Well, you know, the story, the real story. You know, I always say this, right? Man, a dog bites man. I read it somewhere, and it said, dog bites man. That's not a story. But man bites dog, that's a story.
Well, good, because I got them both, and I got the scars to prove it, all right? So I do this for real.
So, you know, also, to give a little backdrop, where did I meet you at, Daye? Tell them about that, too.
That's
a lot of people don't know.
I met Dice on the corner one time. He was strung out. It was
Come
really
on, man.
bad.
Come
He
on,
was in
man.
a tutu.
Wait, listen, hold on, back up. All right, now let's go.
No, not that one.
Where'd
Not
you
that
meet me
story.
from, Daye? Tell them where you met me at.
I met Mr. Livingston, Mr. Dice Dills.
Right.
In 114 in Otisville. He was a
Otisville.
participant in the network program,
Okay.
correct? And I was the officer on the unit at the time.
Right.
Great program.
He's the popo.
The popo, the turnkeys, the scrams, the lock 'em ups, all of that. But I was his best friend too. He ain't gonna tell you that.
No, yeah, he was my
He ain't
boy.
gonna tell you that.
Daye was good. He was a you know, they say that might be like Stockholm syndrome, but no, I didn't feel that way whatsoever about you. You was my friend. You was like my little brother, big brother, little brother.
Yeah, but you
all
know
in
what the
one.
crazy thing is in this whole situation is that we weren't allowed to admit it then.
Right.
You know, we just had to kind of keep
Well,
it.
you weren't allowed.
I wasn't allowed.
You weren't allowed.
Neither
to
was
admit
you.
it.
You would have got in trouble.
For those that don't know, Otisville is a correctional facility.
Yeah.
And, you know, which I did some time at, and Daye was, like he said, he was the correctional officer there. And we met, you know, and, you know, all the contraband and stuff he was bringing me.
Oh,
things.
wow. That's what you got to do on the
Yeah,
radio.
no, I'm just playing. He didn't
wow.
bring me no contraband.
This guy.
but yeah, he never did that. He was, you know, he was just as he is now.
I mean, easily
Same way.
denied it, of course. I've always done my job as an officer, and I think
Right.
that's one of the reasons why the guys on the unit always respected me. It's not about doing your job. It's about how you do your job, right? I wasn't there to oppress you. I'm not there to resentence you. And
Right.
I believe a lot of our staff and a lot of my counterparts feel like that's kind of part of their duty, and it's really not. Yeah, care, custody, and control, them 3 C's, and I stood by them. I stand by them right now, and it's evident, you know. Care is care. It's simple to do, to care about another human being. Custody
Right.
is just don't escape. You know, we good money, and control is you in control of your damn self. I don't really have to do nothing to you.
I would
so
say-
long as you don't put your hand on nobody else, we're good.
Right, and yo, you know what? This is a funny comparison because, you know, where I work at now, I work at the homeless shelter, and I am a, you know, case worker, and, you know, my job is the same thing.
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of the same thing at the shelter. It's a men's shelter, and, you know, I have to do a lot of the duties that you had to. I had to perform a lot of duties that you had to perform as well. And, you know, sometimes I think I start feeling like I'm a CO.
That's because you kind of are. I mean, when
Right.
you're dealing with the industry of people, you kind of always going to feel the same way, right? Dealing with human lives makes you feel connected and disconnected at the same time. But you have to choose when you want to connect and when
Right.
you disconnect, right? And that's a difficult task.
And
to
the
master.
comparisons is, I was like, you know, at one time I was saying, am I being an asshole CO? Like, you know, the ones that I didn't like right now. No. Just everything is no. Am I mimicking some behaviors? You know, that's what I started thinking. Am I mimicking behaviors right
Why
now?
they got to be a-holes, though?
No,
I
but
mean,
you
they're
know,
just doing their job like
well,
everybody else.
yeah, right. Because I've been on the other side as a prisoner. You know, when someone tells you no, it's hard to deal with it. But you know, that's the language. No. Everything is no. I seen that like going on the way to the yard.
No.
Know this, know that, know this, know that, know this, no.
Exactly. Last time I checked, prison was supposed to be fun. Right? It's not supposed to be a lot of yeses.
Right.
But that doesn't mean I have to treat you like a no.
Right.
You get to still be a human being, and I get to tell you no. Nobody gets to treat you like you're not a human being.
Like a nobody.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
You shouldn't be treated like a nobody.
For sure. You're still human. It's not like the light, when you cut the light switch off, that person is just not there anymore.
And I think it makes it a lot simpler. You know, at least for me, it made it extremely simpler to deal with individuals that I don't know on a daily basis for hours out of the day by just simply treating them as human beings. It makes it a lot more, a lot more refreshing. I gather, it doesn't complicate the situation too much. You don't impose your personal thoughts and opinions on somebody else if you can see them as a man first,
Right.
And I don't think a lot of people spend enough time doing that, recognizing the humanity in other individuals.
Right. You think you was like one of a kind as a correctional officer?
Absolutely not.
There was more.
There's definitely more correctional officers with the same mindset. It's just, are they willing to be the person that they really are in that environment? And that's the question.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But explain that. What do you mean by that?
Well, the prison environment is an environment all on its own. It's a whole nother animal.
It's like with the uniform comes another personality.
Absolutely. It comes that prestige, that power, that sense of, I can do what I want and you can't do anything to me. And there's a lot of that.
Right.
A lot of people put that Captain Saver suit on and, they go into prison pumping their chest and they forget that at the end of the day, they take that off.
And I'm telling you, I mean, for those that, my coworkers, they will understand, especially those that, been in correctional facility, they know that sometimes how we perform on a job is sort of like, a correctional officer. And I bet that some of them know that, they're being an asshole CO. Like, I'm that same guy that I didn't like that was doing his job when I was in those institutions. Because all of those institutions are pretty much the same. Like the shelters, the correctional facilities, that run similar.
That's unfortunate, but yes.
The school system.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Right.
You know how I feel about the school system.
Yeah. So what you been up to, bro?
Working hard. Network is keeping me on my grind, and I love it. But we're busy right now. It's 2019. We're guaranteed to do a lot of things this year. We actually got a big opportunity for us on the table this year. We're looking to move into a new facility.
Really? That's what's up.
Absolutely.
You're leaving 555 Bergen.
No, sir. We're not leaving 555 Bergen. We're always going to be there, at least for the moment. I'm talking about moving into a new correctional facility.
Oh, okay. All right. So Network is an organization that's in the facility. Yes. So you're going into another facility. Which facility is that?
We're looking into it. We're putting together a proposal right now to move into Queensboro, actually, which is a big deal for us.
Right.
That's a very transient population, and we're actually looking to turn Queensboro into an entire network facility, and that's an amazing thing right now. We're not just looking at it as a program view, but as a structural view to actually run prison.
What about the federal correctional facilities? You can't propose bringing network into one of those?
Tell them to holler at me and I'm there.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
I don't stop at anything. I'll take on any challenge and I'll take on any institution, and I guarantee that with replication of the program, you're only going to see guaranteed success.
Right. Daye's my boy. See, this guy, right? We had another guest that was supposed to come through, the mayor, Richard Thomas, but he unfortunately he couldn't make it.
He's a busy man.
He's a very, very busy man.
It's a busy time.
Right, and he was caught in traffic, and he had other things to do. So
did you see that traffic though?
I know. I seen the red on the Google Maps. The red was crazy. There was a lot of traffic. But, we'll soon come. Richard Thomas will be on here in the near future. But Daye just stepped up and he's like, I'm in the area. What about me? Yeah. And I thought about it. I was like,
You know why that is, Mr. Daye? That's because network is, sir.
Right,
if you call, I'm here.
Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen, right?
I believe so. And I believe I'm always in the place that I need to be where I need to be there. So
okay,
right here is where I want to be because I need to be here.
Right. Yo, John Singleton died, bro.
So I heard, and then I heard that he didn't die.
Really?
Yeah, all in the same breath.
Is John Singleton dead? What is this? It's like some Tupac.
As a matter of fact, I heard I was listening to the same statement this morning on Hot 97, and they actually went back and retracted that statement this morning.
He's not dead.
He's not dead, no. At least at 10 o'clock.
Is John Singleton dead? Is that the question of the day right now? Is John Singleton alive or not? Or not?
That's not funny.
I'm not laughing at it. I'm just saying, where's John Singleton?
I believe he's still very ill in the hospital.
Oh, man. Well, our prayers and support go out to John Singleton and his family.
Absolutely.
For sure. For sure. But let me tell you something. This weekend was dope. I went to a conference called I Am She.
Really? What was that like?
And it was very eventful, put it like that. I was one of the only men. I was only two guys in there. One of them was the film crew, and the other one was me. And I was there as a vendor.
At an I Am She conference.
I Am She.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but oh, wait a minute. Oh, my boy Vino is home. Shout out to Vino. What up, Vino? Vino Gambino, I'm going to get at you in the very near future. I just seen that on
There's a lot of guys that came home recently, and it's a good thing, too. I like to say that the network program is really supporting these guys in their change, and parole is really starting to pick up on that. And these guys are finally coming home like they should be, and it's a good thing. Man, PK just touched down this week.
Shout out to PK, too.
Shout out to
PK just came home.
Listening.
You can look on my page. I have something about PK, a little documentary that I had put together about PK and the Thrive program.
Yeah,
Wadu,
he just came home after 20 years. I heard he was on the show.
Wadu hasn't been on the show yet.
No, not yet.
No, but he's going to come with his artwork. He has some
amazing artwork.
Dope. He's dope. Amazing. He got some artwork he want to bring to the show.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to pull him up. I was supposed to pull him up a couple of weeks ago, but, I get tied up, too, a little busy.
I don't know what you're waiting on. You hesitating.
No, I ain't hesitating,
You're hesitating. Network
Knock
is.
It off.
Everybody tell that man put his artwork up right now.
Here we go. But let me tell you, man, about this I Am She concert.
Please do.
Conference. It was super dope, right? They talked about a lot. Like, these women, they get together, and these empowerment movements, they get in there and they politic and they poly and they dish it out. They air it out, and they reveal some things about themselves.
It's a dangerous thing.
Man, and I was there. And I thought it was dope. I thought it was super dope. I learned a lot about the struggles that the women, they was talking about domestic violence. Now, let me tell you.
Fill me in.
Let me tell you. Right after that, right after I left that conference, right, I heard this woman, she was talking about domestic violence, and a lot of the women that was in the conference was affected at some time in their life by domestic violence. So it was a lot of emotions, a lot of real stories, a lot of tears. And I'm like, wow. And I'm thinking like, damn.
Yeah, domestic violence is a serious topic right now. As a matter of fact, we had a participant come by the office, a very young lady come by the office a couple weeks ago. And she was so distraught just because she didn't feel comfortable about where she stayed, and she didn't really feel comfortable expressing that to me as a man, and that took a lot of soul searching to find that place and to be real with her in that moment, to be like, okay, please tell me what's going on.
There's a lot of DV shelters out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
I didn't even know that term until 2 weeks ago. You know that?
What, the DV?
DV, yeah.
DV, domestic violence.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Well, check it out. So, the conference was dope, but I'm going to fast forward it. Right after the conference, well, not right after the conference. After the conference, I went to something, Antar, J.K. Rogers, or Blaze Radio. They had a joint going down on East 27th Street. Coke Boys was there, so they invited me, so I went down there.
Nice.
And then on the way back up, I was with my boy. I stopped at a little local bar, and he wanted to smoke a cigarette. I don't smoke, so I told him don't smoke in the car. So we stepped outside, and where he's smoking at, where we're standing at, right next to us, a dude starts beating on his girlfriend.
That's crazy. So here's a good thing. What'd you do in that situation?
Now listen, I'm looking. I know at first I hear it, and I don't look, and then I look to my right, and he's mushing her, and like mush, putting his hands on her, being a little aggressive. So she sees me looking, so she gets a little louder now. What you doing? Stop! Don't do that! Don't stop! Why you doing this? So it's moving me now. It's moving me, but I'm like, damn, what do I do? Moral dilemma, right?
Moral dilemma.
What am I supposed to do?
Well, that's a good question. What are we all supposed to do in the face of something like that? I can tell you what I've done. Multiple times I've been in the same situation. You're sitting there, you're watching something go down. But what's unfortunate is every time that in those situations where I did interact or did interject, normally both of them were just like, mind your business. Don't worry about this. We got this.
Well, and the way he was mushing her, and you know, the way she was yelling, it seemed like she wanted some help.
So did you help?
No, I didn't help. I didn't help.
You didn't help even though you thought she wanted help.
I thought she wanted help.
She looked like
she didn't call me and say help me.
But you didn't help.
I did not help.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
But someone did help. Someone came out and grabbed dude's arm. While he was in the process, they grabbed his arm and said, "Yo, what you doing?" Look, conflict. Pow. It was a conflict after that.
Absolutely.
They didn't fight, but you know, the crisis turned to conflict.
Now he's encroaching somebody else's personal space, and he's interjected himself into somebody's personal situation. Yeah.
You know, all of that. And, you know, it's a young kid. The dude that was hitting this girl had to be about 23. 23 years old. So I'm like, damn, what do you do in this situation now? I'm gonna make the situation more complicated. Now I see that the dude that intervened is a relative of mine.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, you can't make this up, right?
And you've been the network.
You can't make this up.
And you didn't intervene.
What?
I'll tell you what you should have done.
No,
you should have stopped them both right then and there. You should have pulled out my business card, gave them both my business card, and sent them to 555 Bergen Avenue because they need some work.
Let me tell you something.
What's up?
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to keep it real with you.
Please do.
A lot of these young guys that's out in the street, we don't, as grown-ups, as adults, as elders, we don't really have that type of relationship with these young gangsters that they call.
Don't say we.
You think you do?
Speak for yourself.
You think you do?
Where I don't, I establish.
Really?
Absolutely.
You're in the booth.
I'm not in the booth.
I'm
in the studio. I'm not in the booth.
Yeah, the studio.
I mean,
the
seriously.
booth.
No. All jokes aside.
For real.
Everybody recognizes problems. We all can identify solutions, but when do you act on those? When do you make that choice to be the change? I can't tell somebody else to be the change in
different
society.
Ways. Now, listen to me. There's different ways to get involved, get involved, and there's different ways to make a change. Now, the direct route, going direct, head up in that situation, I think that it can result in a consequence that I don't want to deal with right now in my life. All right, so I try. I give enough space for the person. Like when I intervened, when I stepped up, the girl could have just left. She didn't have to stay, but she stayed and watched everything that was playing out. She didn't leave. She never left. So how bad did she want to escape?
She doesn't.
She didn't.
I mean, a lot of people might say, well, why would you say that, right? Because I really do understand that we make the choices that we all choose to do. Nobody controls you but you, right? I can't make you angry. I can't make you stay. I can't make you do anything you don't want to do.
Domestic violence is, what I learned.
Domestic violence is a mental stress on somebody where they feel that they can't do something that they truly know that they can do.
It doesn't mean that they can't do it. There's a lot of blame involved in that, and the women, a lot of times they blame. I learned a lot in the conference, but what I wanted to say, right? As an end result, as I'm watching this pan out, I watched my relative get involved. So I had to get involved now. And all of this is happening, and I don't know why. You see, I don't know why all of this is happening. And that's very important to know why. Because sometimes you dive into something and you don't know what's going on. But all I wanted it to stop because her cries were annoying me. I mean, not annoying in a bad way, but it was affecting.
It was bothering.
It was bothering me.
It was bothering you.
It was bothering. And I told my boy, I said, listen, don't act like you don't hear the girl over there, crying for help, because he was smoking a cigarette. Like he was unaffected by it whatsoever.
He might have been. You know what I mean?
And some people probably had their
been more important than her cries.
And some people at that time pull their cameras out.
Yes, that's unfortunate.
So what do you do?
You have to be the change that you expect.
That's what happened to my boy Kokomo. Yeah. God bless Kokomo.
You have to be the change that you're expecting. I mean, it's the same thing that happened in Nips. It's the same thing that happens to a lot of people who really project to be that change, right? I can't tell you what to do, and I can't expect the next man to do it. The best thing that I can do if I want change to happen is to embody that change in myself.
Right. Now, if it's your, I say like, if it's your sister, your daughter, your mother, somebody like that, of course you jump in with both feet. But like when you're out and about,
That's
do we
not
have
true.
that?
That's actually not true.
No.
I could say from a personal manner that
You wouldn't do that automatically for your sister, your brother, your mother?
yes,
Of
I
course.
would, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. But then after the fact, we're going to have a nice conversation about their choices and their decision making. And I've been through that struggle already, on a very personal level.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
My sister was in a very bad domestic violence situation. And, the topic was kept from me at that time. At that time, I was very young, fresh out of the Marine Corps, full of piss and vinegar. You couldn't tell me nothing. Doing 200 push-ups in the clip, backflips off the fence and all of that. So somebody's popping off with the fan. We going down.
Right.
But so that was one of the things that they really kept from me. And it took some years later until I found out that my niece was actually, a product of domestic violence.
Listen.
Yeah, and it really disturbed me. It hurt my feelings that, one, my family kept it from me, and two, that, I felt like I didn't have a chance to really react to that situation.
So what was you going to do? Like, what would you have done?
At that time, I'd have probably went to jail. I'd have made a very bad decision.
And how would you have felt if she went back to him after you?
Well, that's the crazy thing. This is the thing that really baffled me, because this dude is like dancing around in my face, and nobody told me. Nobody filled me in at all on the dirty little secret. And I felt kind of offended by that, because she did keep going back to that situation.
Right.
My
boy Kokomo, God bless his dad. And if I got the story wrong, forgive me, because I'm not going by the facts, but a lot of people told me the same story, is that he was breaking up a fight between two guys and got killed.
Mm-hmm.
So when you out and about, like I see how people mind their business, and I see how people jump in. If you have the opportunity to jump in without risking getting yourself hurt or killed, then you'll do it. But I mean, like when that guy kicked the old lady in the face. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. I don't watch a lot of TV.
All right, he was on the train. I played the clip. He was on the train and he kicked this old lady that was sitting in the two-passenger seat. He kicked her a couple of times, and people were filming it, and he said, put that on YouTube or something like that.
That's crazy.
He could have easily gave him some body and fender work. You have the opportunity. While he's doing that, you have the opportunity. But when you see, like when you confront someone that's beating up their girl or something like that, and they reach, what do? You attack.
You do what you're supposed to do. Call the cops.
The funny thing about it is, let me tell you something.
Call the cops.
Let me tell you something. The funny thing about it, bro, is that the cops was right there.
Oh man.
The cops, bro. The
man,
cops.
That's horrible.
The cops was right there. So the little dude. When I tell him, yo, chill out. I'm trying to like settle everybody down. And the little dude tell me, I don't know who he is, but when he tells me who he is, I'm like, all right, that's who you are. Boom, cool. Yeah, but the cops is right here, little man, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to go to jail. He don't care about going to jail. All right, so then continue beating up your girlfriend then. Go ahead. Because then they're going to get involved and you're going to stop. You're going to stop then. But like for me to just jump in without having the opportunity, it's kind of hard for me because I'm in a position where I'm risking a lot, like almost everything.
That's true, and I think the average person just wouldn't just jump in because it's not the thing that we're used to doing, right? And it takes a very extraordinary person to be that individual who's just going to jump in at, for no sake, just to save the other person.
My boy told me that nowadays if you jump in, right, and you don't put the person in the trunk and take them with you, you better blind them. he said to blind them. He said because you do something to them, they be in a wheelchair, they can still shoot. But if you blind them, then
they can't shoot.
They can't see.
That's a horrible methodology. That is horrible. Don't take any more advice from that guy. Blind them.
I
mean, seriously though, that's a good question to pose. In my opinion, there's a lot of problems wrong in that scenario already. Right.
Man.
There's a lot of problems from the beginning that didn't get addressed. There's a lot of problems going on in his life, her life that need to be addressed. There's a lot of problems in society that needs to be addressed as to why we can't come together as a community in these communities. Those problems need to be addressed so we can start addressing
questions. And why I can't tell you to stop, but you stop as soon as the cop tell you to stop, you stop. But if one of your elders tell you to stop, you won't stop.
Is it something any different in jail, right? How many times do you tell younger guys in jail things that they should do?
Well, these are the same younger guys that's out here right now.
Right.
The ones that's in jail is the same ones that's out here, even worse.
Well, I think that's a good question of what do they want to accomplish and what are you trying to achieve?
I mean, I talk to the young cats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I try to connect with them. Like when I was at this event Saturday, J.K. Rogers, Blaze Radio. When I was there, most of them dudes is youngsters. They came there looking like not like I looked in back in the day, but I you could tell that they young,
mm-hmm.
how they moving, what they talking about, what they rapping about, and you to connect with them. Shark was there.
Nice.
Daye Shark was hosting it. Shout out to Daye Shark. Daye Shark, what's up, bro? Wherever you at. Shout out to Antar. Shout out to J.K. Rogers, Blaze Radio. But it's sometimes it's not easy to connect with the youngsters, especially when they feel like they need to get ignorant.
But it's definitely getting more difficult because they're not identifying with the same things that we grew up identifying
Absolutely
with.
not. Right.
A lot of us still had fathers and that good parental figure to look up to at least. Nowadays, these kids are being raised by the street, commercial videos, and prison life. And that's what they like. That's what they embody. That's what they go search out. I mean, you really have to start standing out to give them something to look up to.
Right.
Rappers and ball players drive fancy cars, but dudes who work hard, they can't get paid. So why would I want to be you? You hustle and you don't make no money.
Keep it real.
You work hard, but you're not shining.
What?
In order to get these kids to really want to be with you, I'm not saying you got to wear fancy jewels and fly clothes, but you got to shine from the inside out. You can't walk in and talk something different.
Well, like
you
TD
can't talk
Jakes?
something different and walk something different.
Yeah.
TD Jakes got a lot of young kids
Yeah,
that follow
he do.
him.
He does have a lot of young kids
Because he
following
walks
him.
and talks the same walk.
Right.
And anybody walking and talking the same walk is going to get a following.
Okay, so, all right, I'm going to ask the people out there that's watching, you keep it real. You see somebody they're about 23 to 25, and they're beating up their girlfriend. Do you get involved? He got a hoodie on. He's out. It's nighttime. It's about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. You see him. He's out there by a bar beating up his girlfriend. What do you do? Do you stop him? Do you intervene? The cops is already there.
If the cops
I'm telling you, the cops was right there. The cops was right there, my man. The cops was right there.
Should have called the cops on the cops.
I ain't calling the cops. I ain't calling the cops. I just,
called the cops on the
he
cops.
He should know not to do that.
Well, we're assuming a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
We're assuming what he knows. We're assuming what he's capable of understanding.
Yeah, right.
And we shouldn't assume those things.
Then we're also assuming that she didn't steal $50,000 from him.
We're also assuming that, too.
Does that justify it?
I don't know. I would say yes.
Would that justify it now?
I wouldn't say it's ever okay to put your hands on a woman unless she puts her hands on you.
When is it okay to put your hands on a woman?
I tell you right now, and tell you just like my mother told me, you'll never put your hands on a woman.
That's a fact, Jack.
Unless she puts her hands on you.
That's the right answer.
And that's period.
And even if she puts her hands on
no.
you. But there's a lot of men that come in.
You don't try to break that woman up. But you better make sure she gets off of you because it's never right. It's never right.
Because if you don't blind her, she gonna come back. I'm telling you, there's a lot of guys. I'm gonna tell you right now that there's a lot of guys that come in. All jokes aside, the domestic violence cases, the reverse, where the woman is actually abusing them. And like I work at the shelter, and the shelter houses guys that have domestic violence cases. And domestic violence is serious. It's like something like it's under the table. People don't talk about it that much, but when they talk about it, it's very impactful because the stories are crazy. The stories I heard at that conference. In fact, I'm gonna have the young lady. I think her name was Keisha. What's her name? Somebody tell me her name. I think her name was Keisha, and she was from the Bronx. And she speaks about domestic violence. And one of the other ladies that was at the conference, I can't remember her name. I'm very sorry, young lady, but she's going to come on the show too, and they're going to share their stories. They're going to share their stories. And this other young lady that I met at the bar recently, I overheard her talking about domestic violence, and I told her what I do, and she's going to also come.
Nice.
And share her story. So that's going to be a very powerful show.
I think it would be. If it's any as good as that show you did on homelessness, I think it's going to be an excellent show.
Matter of fact, shout out to Andrew Hawkey.
Mr.
Andrew Hawkey is
excellent job.
Yeah, he's really, really depressed right now.
Wow.
Well, I don't want to say he's depressed, but he's a little disappointed because I think he expected to get a little more, more assistance after he's, shared his story. And he didn't get the assistance. He's looking for Cruz too. He's sending me messages to you, Cruz. My boy Cruz in the Mix Radio behind the scenes. He's over here. Y'all don't see him. Well, Hawkey's asking about you. He said, did Cruz ever, and he's laying in the bed. He left his girlfriend too. Am I saying too much, Hawkey? I'm sorry.
I think you are. Leave Mr. Hawkey alone.
I'm sorry, Hawkey. My bad.
But
yeah. My fault, Hawkey. Damn, I got carried away.
That was a good show, though. I mean, just listening to it for that few moments that I listened to it, it really changed my view on homelessness. Though, I mean, the way you made it so personal about describing him, listening to his breathing, and just your personal opinion about how you felt looking at him, working with him, interacting with him, and knowing the ins and outs, but yet being able to see the other side of the coin all at the same time.
Right.
So that was really helpful. And I think, in my opinion, it made it difficult for me, too. Definitely to listen in to hear, you describe his health situation, and knowing that he has a personal choice to play in this, and that he's just basically going, well, this is what I want to do.
The shelter, bro. I think I've been there way too long. It's it could be taxing. I think it's sort of like working at a prison. If the longer you be there, the longer it seems like you become a part.
Absolutely. It desensitizes you to a lot of things, and
very much so.
You get kind of drawn into the mundane.
And I don't need any more desensitizing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, after the time I've done in prison, the walls and the scabs that have hardened, I need no more desensitizing. I need the opposite.
It's actually true. You do. I mean, I think that's one of the things that I enjoyed about the network program. It wasn't your typical program in prison, right? It's not your typical dorm where the guys are talking prison junk and, they're going to the yard later. I mean, those things happen, but there were a lot of times in those moments in that unit where, a lot of personal information, a lot of sensitive stuff was shared, a lot of emotion and vulnerability was there.
For sure.
And that made my job so much more fulfilling.
Is that why you quit?
Absolutely. That's why I quit.
For the record, Daye, tell them what you used to do. Just one more time. For
I resigned from the Department of Corrections after 6 years of faithful service.
Wait, you got to drop a bomb on that. You got to drop a bomb on that. Now, tell them one more time. What did you do?
I resigned from the Department of Corrections after 6 years of faithful service.
6 years.
6 years. 6 years, no infractions, never in trouble. Probably could have been a sergeant if I took the sergeant's exam. But the job wasn't fulfilling.
So tell us some secrets about Department of Corrections that you couldn't have told us before. You couldn't have told me before.
I never wear my shoes after 4:15.
What?
Never.
That's not a secret.
It is a secret.
You took your shoes off at the job before.
All the time.
Oh man, then you gonna give us some, give us some dirt on the correctional facility.
I cannot give you dirt on a correctional facility.
Why not?
There's no dirt that you're not. There's no dirt that you're unaware of.
You ever wrote a ticket, an infraction that was full of lies?
Full of lies?
Yeah, all lies. That because I have a corrections officer did that to me several times.
I've never done that.
You never lied on a ticket?
Never.
Never?
I've only written 2 tickets my entire career.
Wait.
So I can easily say, no, I've never lied.
Yo, we got to drop a bomb on that. That's very important. He said he only wrote 2 infractions in 6 years.
6 years, 2. And they were both ordered by the sergeant.
And the sergeant ordered me to write the ticket. Oh, she wouldn't have wrote them.
I wouldn't have wrote them. I think
What's that about?
There's different
Those
ways,
that know that that's
there's different ways to handle things. Right?
those that know that that's some real deep stuff right there. That's deep shit.
You know, I get you when you're sleeping. You know?
2 tickets in 6 years.
That's it.
He was for the people. You wasn't doing your job.
That's what they say.
You
right?
wasn't doing
They
your
say I
job
wasn't
because you
doing
could have
my
wrote
job.
tickets.
I
You
could've.
could write a ticket for anything. The bed ain't made right, or that cube is not in compliance.
Absolutely.
I seen you smoking in the bathroom.
I could have.
But you didn't.
I didn't. I think if you do what everybody else does, you're gonna get what everybody else gets. I didn't get what everybody else got, did I? No.
Ooh, Daye is a problem.
I am a problem,
And
but
you
I'm
left.
a good problem.
And he resigned.
And I resigned. I resigned because I wanted to
You
do
resigned 'cause
something
I
that
went
was
home.
fulfilling. Yeah.
You resigned because
was
he
a good
resigned
player.
right after I went home. He resigned.
It's funny, you know, like you and 50 other guys.
Right after I went
claim the
home, he
same
resigned.
thing. Claim the same
Right
thing.
after I went home, this brother resigned.
And I think it's true. I followed you all home, right?
Right.
I didn't know what happens to you once you left out of the door, and I wasn't allowed to know.
Right.
And I'm curious. You know, I
Mhm.
want to know things. And when I know things and I want to know things, I find out. So the one way to find out how you guys were living and how to do the things I needed to do was to resign from the department.
He's resigned from the
Right?
department.
It was a big move. Big move. Gave up my pension, gave up my retirement, gave up the good health insurance,
and
gave
you
up
got
the
to
job
travel.
security.
And you got to travel.
Gave up the 15-minute drive to work for a 90-minute drive to work. Yeah, I did that, and I did it all for you guys.
That's
Right? Everybody
crazy.
talks it, right? Everybody talks about how they want to make a difference. You can talk about how you want to make a difference, or you can start acting on it, right?
right. So
I act on it.
So I guess you would have jumped right in that situation that I was in
Both feet.
with both feet.
Both feet.
You'd have gave him some body and fender work, or you would have
No.
just. What would you have done? How would you have broke it up?
I'd have put myself between him and that woman. And I'd have started asking him a lot of questions until he really felt uncomfortable in my presence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a small guy, Dice. I don't know if you checked it out. If I jump in both feet,
I'm not a
lot
small
of
guy
guys
either.
either going to stand up or back down.
I'm not a small guy either, but I know how it is out here in these streets. You know, my boy Rabu, you remember?
Of course I remember Rob.
Rabu was also on the program with us. Shout out to Rabu. I know you ain't watching this, man, but you know what it is, brother. And, my prayers go out to you too, Rabu. But those situations, man, out here in the street, they happen really quickly. They're spontaneous, and they're violent.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're very violent.
That is true. And today, I mean, you really have to be careful. You really have to mind your P's and Q's about how you interject.
You have to wait
and
for the
use your
opportunity.
energy.
Right, that's what I'm
Right.
saying.
But I'm also the same man that believes that you stand in what you believe for and lie down in what you love. So
Mm-hmm.
if I love it that much, I'm willing to die for it.
Really.
And if I believe in it that much, then I'm going to take it with me. I believe that
He's in the
wholeheartedly.
booth.
You can say that all you want, but I told you before, my actions speak louder than anything else.
No, he's not. Daye is a serious dude. Like when he says something, he keeps his word. He stands by his word.
10 years in the service, I would have took a bullet for this country, right? I stood by my wife, my first one, for as long as she let me until she left me. The wife I'm with now, my love, mother of my children, I die for this woman, and she knows that, and I mean it in every sense. And I've come pretty close a few times. A few times we were close together, and that bond that you get after that's something real. My children, I'll lay my life down for. Absolutely, no problem.
I got it, man.
You get it.
I get it, man.
You feel it.
I do.
Absolutely.
I do, man.
And I do the same thing for my people too, and I think that's one thing that we're missing in community. We don't love each other enough. We don't love each other enough to want to be together.
That's dope. That's dope. I appreciate that, Daye.
Thank you.
I do appreciate that. And I believe you too.
You should. I always speak the truth.
I don't know about all that, but
I
I'm saying
always
I don't know about that.
speak the
Always speak the truth, but I know
Without speaking the truth.
yeah, but I know I believe you when you say that. I really do. But it's a beautiful thing. You just I just when I think about them streets, I'm very skeptical about the situation I put myself in, and the potential outcomes.
As you should, and other individuals in your same shoes should have the same sentiment.
And it was like, as I say, God don't make mistakes. But where I was at, I was supposed to be because, my relative, I probably stopped him from doing something crazy because, you know, it would have really escalated. So, you know, I stopped him. The other dude kind of fizzled out, but it was a relative that really wanted to, he started to get a little more aggressive. But yeah, bro. Yeah, switching lanes. How could they help? How could people help the network program?
Donate, donate, donate.
Donate, donate, donate. How do they donate? Who do they donate to?
Let's see. We can go on to the network website. That would be networkssi.org. Click on that donate button and donate your life away.
Right, like what type of things you need? It's monetary, you need money?
We need monetary things, of course. We're a small organization. We're working very, very, very hard to provide the service that we actually say we're going to provide. It's a very, oh man, it's just rough. It's rough doing what we got to do with what we have, but knowing that we get the job done and we don't complain about it. I mean, everything is necessary in today's times. Money, time, patience. If you got time to spend, please come to my office. Hit me on my on the website. Send me an email, and we'll find something to do with you. Whether that be facilitating inside the prisons, whether that be assisting with community programs outside, whether that be assisting with building programs inside. If you got a talent and you really want to help your community, Network is the place for you to donate that time. If you got money that you got sitting on the side that you just really can't figure out what to do with it, please write me that check. I'll tell you exactly what you can do with that $100. We can make 100 baby blankets. We can make 20 baby
You're still making baby blankets?
Absolutely. Otisville is still pumping out baby blankets, hats, and beanies. And this
baby blankets that go to the homeless shelters, the women's homeless shelters.
Women's homeless shelter we donated this year to NMPP.
What's NMPP?
Northern.
What kind of organization is it?
It's a yeah, you're going to get me going on the acronyms. You're going to get me in trouble.
NMPP.
NMPP is Northern Manhattan Perinatal Partnership. Okay. And they're an organization that deals with young men and women dealing with first-time pregnancies, and they really assist the couples, mostly the brothers, actually, surprisingly, in this circumstance. Fatherhood programs and workshops.
Fatherhood programs, that's dope.
And one of the other things
they need a lot more fatherhood programs for the young men. Absolutely. And I think that would kind of like bridge the gap between this the social gap that we have between these youngsters nowadays.
Well, I just think more fathers need to be fathers, and that'll help bridge that gap.
Yeah, that's true too. But if we have a program, you know, a lot of fathers don't know how to be fathers because they didn't have fathers.
True. You know, and it's funny that you mentioned we need another program, and you know, we're putting together a conference for the end of September, and I was asked to do the program section of the conference, and they said, Mr. Daye, what are you going to bring up as a topic for your conference and during your program? I said that was a real difficult question. I was like, oh man, how am I gonna stand out? It's a conference about reentry. What hasn't been said about reentry that hasn't been said already?
Right.
But I know my mindset is, programs don't work. And they'll say, well, why would you say that and you're an executive director of a program? Because I understand what programs do, right? They're Band-Aids on bullet holes. They don't fix anything. They just stop things momentarily. They're a solution for a time period. Change has to happen.
And how does that happen?
Well, that's a good question.
That's internal.
I think every program should be working to put itself out of business. Otherwise, you're not working the program, all right? If I'm continually just easing you along so that you're just getting by, I haven't really helped you. There's no need for me to continue to come to you because I'm not supporting you. But if I give you every support that you need, if I make you the man that you say you want to be, or I can't make you, if I assist you to be the man that you want to be, then you stop committing crimes. You go back into your neighborhood and you become an infection. You now infect your neighborhood with that same energy that make other individuals not want to commit the same crimes that you committed at least.
But
don't butt me.
How?
How?
I
told you how. You have to embody it. You have to do
internal. You have to
do it.
But how? See, this is the thing.
Do it.
This
Get
is
up
the thing.
Do it.
Right. All right. Reason why I stopped you there is because, you know, I did 3 separate bids I was circling the drain. I'd have continued to circle the drain because I didn't know how to change it. You know, I didn't know how. Nobody really can tell you how, but I can tell you how. I can tell you how I did it. And I think I told you before is I kept a journal. And I wrote in this journal for 6 years. Not every day, but for 6 years I wrote in the journal. And I wrote these thoughts right from my head onto the paper. Exactly how I was thinking them. And I was writing them to myself. I was writing all of these things to myself, these notes to myself. Anytime I wanted to do it, I just did it. So I did it for 6 years. Fast forward, I get in trouble inside the prison, and they confine me. And I get a limited amount of property. One of the things that I got was...
Your journal.
Yeah. Was my journal. One of the books that I had, I was allowed to get. I picked my journal. And my intention was to write in it, but instead I read it. I've read the journal.
How'd you feel about it?
Uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable, didn't believe that it was me, didn't believe that person that wrote this was me. It revealed so many things about me that I didn't even know, that like these behaviors and habits and these patterns. And I saw it all in the journal. It was like, wow, this shit is my map. So when you're looking at a map, you know, like when you see the map in the malls, you look for that box that says, that little dot that says you are here.
Yeah.
That's what the journal did. It said you are here. So me, I'm thinking I'm going to Cali. Instead, I'm headed to Canada. I'm facing Canada though. So the journal gave me the opportunity to say, all right, stop doing this, stop doing that. Oh, look what happens when you do this, because you did this on an here, that month, and this, you always got the same result. Stop doing that. Stop hanging with this dude. Start doing more of this, start doing more of that. And it fixed me. And then I went back to the programs.
Well, I think what you had is what a lot of people are missing, right? But everybody doesn't have to write it all. You don't have to write everything down. But you do have to figure it out, and it starts with the same step that you started with, and that's knowing that you want to start. That's actually reflecting on something. You got to start somewhere. You got to pick somewhere to start. You got to say, well, did I have a good day today? Why didn't I have a good day today? Was this month a good month? Was this year a good year? You got to start somewhere. One of the things that actually really boosted my change, as I would say, was a comment that you made.
I made?
You made it.
Celebrate life?
No, you didn't say that. You didn't say celebrate life.
What did I say?
Actually, what you said was...
In Otisville?
In Otisville. You stood up one day.
While I was still locked up.
While you were still locked up.
Oh, wait, right? Let's drop a bomb on me.
Drop a bomb for yourself.
Yeah, I'm dope.
Right? I'll tell you what you said.
What'd I say?
And it stuck with me, and it really bothered me that whole afternoon. I mean, it really did. It boiled me. And the statement that you made was... If a camera was on you 24 hours a day and you could press replay on your whole life, would you be proud of what you saw? Would you allow anybody else to see it?
Right.
That stuck with me. It stuck with me in a big way.
Okay.
Right? Because I was speaking a lot of things that sounded good, but if you played the tape... if you played the tape...
My bad. Everybody's like that.
Yeah, and I really didn't. That didn't sit well with me. It didn't sit well at all. It didn't sit well with my psyche and what I was trying to accomplish with myself. I want to be the man that I say that I am, and I want everybody to know that that's true. So in order for that to be true, I need that tape to be able to play so everybody could watch it.
Right.
So that's how I live my life. For
sure. That's what happens when if you watch Love and Hip Hop and you know those reality shows and the cast members, they don't see the show until after they finish filming it. So when they're watching it, you know, that reunion and they watching the show, you know, they probably seen it right before that, but when they see it, they like, oh, I know it's uncomfortable because they forget that the camera's there. And you become, your mask doesn't stay on. It comes off and on, off and on, off and on. Now you get to see what you display to the people. And, you know, and also people that silently, secretly watching you, there's always someone watching you.
Yeah.
And you don't know when they're watching you, and they see your mask going on and off, especially those close to you.
That's funny you even mentioned cameras. In a few facilities they instituted the body cams.
Oh,
Started
really?
that. Yeah, Fishkiller's got them right now.
Wow.
And it's funny because I'm looking down at the officer's shirt as I'm getting ready to leave. I'm like, man, is that a body cam you're wearing?
Sad.
And he said, yeah.
You got a caller?
I said, well, what's the point of the body cam? You got 100 cameras in here with you all the time.
Right.
He said, well, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean, what do I mean? You got 2 sets of eyes on you and everybody
and the
in
body
here.
camera.
That's a camera.
Wait, hold on. We got a caller on the line.
Recording.
What's your name, caller?
It's Cuzzo, man. It's your cousin, Steve.
Oh, Steve. What's up, Steve? Shout it out,
Steve.
bro.
What's good, bro? I just wanted to congratulate you, man, on everything. I'm loving the conversation.
Oh, man. I appreciate
Blessing.
I appreciate that, big Cuzzo out in ATL. Shout out to ATL. Nice. Shout out to your website, man, because you selling CP. What you got over there? Not the CPOs. What you have, Steve? What you selling again?
CBD. Cannabis oils.
Right.
We don't sell marijuana products. We sell CBD that derives from hemp, so it's stronger, and we do a very clean extraction process.
Okay.
The website is 360lovers.com. LOVERS.
360lovers.com. What is this? Okay. Yo, good looking. Thanks for the call, Steve. You know
Absolutely, man. Stay blessed. Keep that positive conversation
for sure.
going.
For sure. Celebrate life, my G.
Always.
Yeah, Dave. I'm sorry for cutting you off, bro.
No, don't. That was a very good plug right there. I like that.
Yeah, that's Cuzzo.
You got to support each other. I think this is the perfect platform to do so. So I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I this platform. If you wanna come on the show, you can contact me at nonegativebehavior@gmail.com and contact me. Tell me why you're interested, and you could be on the show. I provide the platform. We accept donations.
We need to have like a network reunion right here.
A network reunion.
I think that would be lovely.
All right, if you want to do that, we can do that. We could do
like
that.
A coordinator reunion,
A coordinator reunion?
Put
Prince?
Past 5, 6,
Prince?
7 coordinators
Oh,
in
my
the room.
God. I'll be fighting in there.
Why would you want to fight? That's not network like.
Me and Prince always argue. We argue all the time.
That's because you were
Chris.
too powerful individuals.
Shout them out. Shout all y'all out,
Alejo, Chris.
Alejo Rodriguez.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now we got Mr. Henry and Mr. Mike Johnson, who just recently stepped down from the co-coordinator position. And don't let me forget my man Figueres, who's home. My man Robert Coward. These are other facilitators in other prisons, other coordinators. Absolutely. Fishkill, Woodburn. Gotta shout them out.
Yeah, shout them out.
Mr. Moxley, who passed away this year, God rest his soul. He was an amazing co-coordinator. Amazing. He was a great man. He was scheduled to come home this year. Yes, he passed this December of a heart attack.
December what?
December 18th, I believe.
Okay. All right.
But good individuals, as they all are, as they all should be. Network only, we only breed leaders.
Right.
And only the strong survive.
For sure. For sure.
I love them all. I love you all.
I got some shout-outs, too. I want to shout out that I Am She conference that I went to and all the ladies that attended that conference, that all the speakers that spoke at that conference, they were all dope. I'm gonna have them all on the show, individually, because they were all powerful. Mm-hmm. All of them was powerful, and their message is, something that you need to hear. So you can look forward to that for the ladies that's gonna be coming up in the near future. You can definitely look forward to that domestic violence show. And Mother's Day is right around the corner.
What you doing for Mother's Day?
I don't know. I gotta find something to do with Mama Love.
Me too. Let me know when you figure it out so I can do something.
All right, dope.
I mean, my mother's a Jehovah's Witness, so I ain't gotta celebrate it. But
what you want to do something anyway? Every day is Mother's Day. I always celebrate Mom.
Absolutely.
But Mother's Day is coming up for a special day. So we're gonna do something. How's Zevi doing?
Zevi is doing amazing. He's putting in that footwork. He's visiting Otisville and Woodburn on a regular.
Who is Zevi?
Zevi is a facilitator for the program, also married to our board chair.
Right.
And he's an amazing man who teaches the...
What's up with his Nighthawk?
You talking about the Night Ride?
Night Ride.
Night Ride.
Yeah, we can't talk about that, can we?
Absolutely, we can. Drop a bomb for Night Ride.
Is that you want us to talk about Night Ride?
They're going to be featured at the Jacob Javits
Night
Intertech
Ride
show in April, so go check them out. Check them out at nightride.com. It's an amazing invention. It gives you night vision camera for the average day person. It's an amazing tool. I use it every day on my vehicle, and I suggest when it hits the streets,
he does have it on his vehicle.
You gotta get it.
Where's mine, Zevy? Where's mine? I want mine on my vehicle. I want to have my Night Ride.
I tell you what, you could borrow mine when they upgrade me.
And Night Ride provides you with the ability
to see animals and objects, people, persons,
like
and anything with a heat signature in the middle of the dark.
Night vision on your car, through your windshield,
via an app on your cell phone. It's an amazing tool.
Sure. Zevy invented that. Zevy invented that. Zevy, you're a smart guy, Zevy. He's watching right now too. Zevy is watching. And I also want to shout out these young ladies that's going to be here next month.
You already did that.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. You did it twice.
I didn't do that.
I heard you.
I didn't shout these ladies out. I did not shout these ladies out. Now. Life After the Feds. Life After the Feds is going to be here next month.
Thank you.
All the way from California. The ladies are coming, they got a docuseries coming out called Life After the Feds. They all did some time in prison, and now they out. They doing their thing. They traveling all over the place.
What are they speaking about?
What are they speaking about?
Yes.
They speaking about a lot of things, life after the feds and what they're doing, their whole movement. It's a docuseries. You'll be able to see not only what they're speaking about, but you'll be able to see what they did, the whole process.
I don't know if I'm so moved by this.
What?
I don't know. It just don't feel it. I've seen a lot of guys come out of the feds. They're living a good life anyway.
They're women.
They're women.
They're women.
So that makes it different.
They're women.
Got it.
They're women. Hey, they doing their thing, man. They're traveling all over the place promoting this, man. All over. And, it's going to be B.I.G. You'll see. They're going to be here. They're coming to New York. Life After the Feds is coming to New York.
Come down.
You want to come down?
Absolutely.
They're going to have the whole film crew here and everything.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
I'll put my makeup on.
It's going to be better than Love and Hip Hop, too.
I might stay home.
It's going to be better than that.
Stay home.
Love and Hip Hop ain't got nothing on Life After the Feds. Shout out to Aisha. Shout out to the whole crew.
Well, Mr. Dice.
Well.
Thank you for having me.
We still got time. You ain't going nowhere.
I hope you bring me back on so we can discuss more things.
Like what?
Like anything.
Like for instance?
For instance.
Yeah.
You was expecting something? Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. We could talk about a lot of things. We could talk about what network's doing right now. We could talk about what network's doing later.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We could talk about what I'm doing right now.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Or we could just talk about nothing at all.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I taught you how to use this button.
I'm just messing. You can come anytime. Absolutely. Hey, yo, we got a caller. You got 40 seconds. What's going on, caller?
You expecting something?
Who is this?
Yes.
Yeah, turn your radio down.
Okay.
You got 29 seconds.
Stop yelling.
Hello?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
What's your question? Questioner? What is your question? Who is this? State your name. Okay. All right. So, bye-bye. Hello? Caller. Gone.
Wow.
What was that about? That was crazy right there.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I think she was trying to say something. She'll probably call back. Call back, caller. Call back if you can do it. The door is open.
If she's smart, she probably smelled your breath through the mic.
Oh, now you want to go there. Lemon drop.
Lemon drop.
Yeah, you want to go
dud.
there. Milk dud. My boy Daye, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling. The caller's going to take us out, I guess. We got 32 seconds. Caller, you got 20 seconds to say your piece.
Yes, this is Danielle Daye calling.
Oh, hello, dear.
Hello, Mrs. Daye.
Wrap up the show, babe. Tell me what you got.
Daye's wife is on the phone with 10 seconds left. Uh-oh.
You gonna get it.
Well, we just want to say good job, guys. We watched the show. Katira's here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Katira, good job.
What's
That's
up,
my daughter,
Katira?
everybody. How's that look? I look sexy? I can't see what I look like, eh?
Okay, listen to this. Oh.
That's it. Thank you, guys.
That's your family right there.
Yes, absolutely. That's the fam. That's the wife and my 2 daughters, I believe.
Shout out to your wife and 2 daughters and your whole family, Daye. We about to get out of here, bro. I appreciate you for coming, Daye. You know, on such short notice, man. And I thank y'all for watching another episode of No Negative Behavior. Mayor Thomas couldn't make it. Hopefully, we'll see him in the near future, and we'll see you next week.
And we're out.
And we're out. Peace.